we are going to start our discussion of interest with a definition, and we're going to say that interest, this is a fee that a borrower pays to a lender for the use of an asset. So typically, at least for our purposes, the fee is going to be money, and the asset is money. So let's start here with some letters that we're going to use here. We're going to use the letter P to represent the principal, which we also can call the present value. And the principal, well, that's the amount that is borrowed or that is invested. The lowercase letter r, this is going to be the annual interest rate. And m, lowercase m, this is going to be the number of compoundings per year. Now, sometimes you're going to see this letter here. I'll do it at the top up here. I. Now, I is the interest rate per period. Okay, this is the interest rate per period. So per period might be like every 6 months. That might be an interest period, or every, if we compound, say, quarterly, per periods would be 4 times a year. If we compounded daily, it'd be 365. Now, I, as it turns out, we can get by taking R over M. So R is the annual rate. Divide that by the number of compoundings per year. So for example here, if the interest rate was, say, 8%, and we were going to compound quarterly, all right, then what we would get for this rate per period would be R over M, 0.08 over 4. So we get 2% every quarter. And one more letter will be useful for us. N, this will be the number of payment periods. So if we were going to, say, compound twice a year, in 1 year we'd have 2 payment periods. If we were going to go for 5 years, we'd have 2 periods per year times 5, we would have 10 payment periods. Let's look at an example. Now, in Part A, what we have is 12% interest compounded monthly. So what we have here is R is equal to 12%, 0.12, compounded monthly. So M, that's the number of compoundings per year. That's going to be 12. And then N, we want to go for 2 years. All right, so first of all, let's get this. What is the interest rate? All right, so I is equal to R over M, so this is 0.12 over 12, which is 0.01, so 1% per month. And N, all right, N is the number of payment periods. Okay, now the number of payment periods, right, N's the number of payment periods. Well, let's see, each payment period is, we're going 12 times a month for 2 years. So what we're going to have here is 12 times 2. So we're going to have 24 payment periods. Now in Part B, let's see what we can get for Part B. Part B, we've got 8% interest. So that's 0.08, and we're compounding quarterly. All right, so M, quarterly, 4 times a year. So I, the interest rate per period, is going to be R over M, which is 0.08 over 4, which is 0.02. That's the one we just did earlier. And N, well, N's the number of payment periods. So this is going to be, well, what are we going to have? We're going to have, we're doing this for 5 years, right? So we're going to have 4 periods per year times 5 years. So there's going to be 20 payment periods here. That almost looks like a 6. 20 payment periods. Still looks like a 6. Come on. There we go.